Hello everybody, welcome to my Sunday live stream. Today we're going to be testing some saltwater tanks. If anybody has any questions about saltwater, you're more than welcome to put them in the chat. And if you have any questions about non-saltwater things, you can put them in the chat as well. I'll be reading chat and answering any questions that anybody has. And I'm going to post the link to StreamYard if anybody would like to come up. I'm not going to forget this time. Geek Boy, welcome. Olivia F171, welcome. Sandy Farrell, Dave Farrell, welcome. Hope everybody's doing good. F171, welcome. Sandy Farrell. Okay, so I had my audio on for YouTube. So if you hear YouTube for a second, sorry. It's muted now. But I have my test kits. These are my test kits. And these are my test kits. This is all the stuff I'm using for testing saltwater tanks. And this is what I generally use. And anything that I don't test on a basis, like I'll point it out when I'm testing. But like, I don't normally test for magnesium because it takes a while. But salinity is definitely the easiest one. I'll run through what I have here. Stephen P. 2003, welcome. So I have my Reef Master Test Kit, API. This tests for calcium, carbonate hardness, or alkalinity, phosphate, and nitrate. And this is my Saltwater Master Test Kit. And this tests for high range pH, ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate. And you can use all these for fresh water, especially if you have cichlids, and you can use the high range pH for them too. But I also have the regular testing pH if I'm testing fresh water. I have my aquarium notebook, and that's where I track everything. And I'll go into depth of what this covers after. Hello. So next I have test tubes, API. These are the replacement test tubes because I break a lot of test tubes quite frequently. They're very easy to break if you drop them. I have two salinity testers. This one's a HANA salinity tester. It tests for temperature as well. And then this one's my refractometer. And then a Red Sea Magnesium Pro test kit. That's what I'll be using for testing today. And I'll show each individual one as I use it. If anybody comes in and I miss them, sorry. Patrick Hardy, welcome. Steven said I just lost rainbow randomly, so I'm doing water testing as well. Well, I hope you find what happened. But I think we're going to start with this tank. This is the 75 gallon. And when I say 75 gallon, I think it's funny because just earlier today I was thinking about how ginormous I think 10-gallon tanks are. When I was rescaping my 10-gallon guppy tank, I've always had this divider in it, and I took the divider out, and I was like, this tank is massive. And that same story popped in my head when I was feeding my Cory cats not that long ago. The feeding hole so small, which makes the tank look so large. But I just feel like 75-gallon tanks, they don't look that large as I think tanks are. But I just think it's funny how 10-gallon tanks seem so large to me. And I have a 60-gallon tank, so I don't know why I think 10-gallon is large, but whatever. Kaylor's Aquatics, welcome. Welcome. So the first thing, I'm going to open to the page that I'm going to be using for testing.
You hear me on this?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
And this is for when you're doing maintenance, but this is just when I'm testing, because it does cover all the parameters for testing, but it has other things that you can check, like if you check the filters, pumps, water level, gravel, clean the aquarium top and everything. It's a very nice way to keep track. But first, I'm going to take my pen. I'm going to write 75-gallon reef tank, for which tank it is. Today's date, June 10th, I think. 6? Oh my god,
No, it's just fixed.
Okay, it's the 6th, not the 10th. Sorry. Yeah, I know exactly where that came from, because I have 10 days left of school. That's why I thought it was the 10th instead of the 6th. Brianne, the time you go live these past few Sundays, Aquarium Co-op has also been going live at the same time. Oh, I didn't know when Aquarium Co-op went live. I think it's 3 o'clock now. Sorry about that. Maybe that's why I don't have as many people as I normally do. Oh well. Then there's a fish count, which normally I don't count the fish, but there's 2 pajama cardinals, 1 dingai cardinal, a damsel, a dotty back, and 2 clownfish. So 2, 4.
Why is there only 1?
7. The other one went missing.
The other one went missing?
Seriously, I'm not joking. Mommy hasn't found it.
Oh.
So, and then there's a starfish and a shrimp, which don't count, but you can always put +2 larger invertebrates. Then there's all the little hermit crabs and snails, which are so cute. And this is one thing that I never really understood. Maybe someone in chat knows, but it says like fish count, and then it says fish in the tank. So I'm really impressed where you've educated yourself in saltwater and became a reliable resource. Kudos. Well, thank you, Bob Kaler. Yeah, Co-op goes live at 2 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know how long he goes, but I can go until 5, because that's when Science Gal goes live. And then after this, I can go pluck snails off of tanks, because there's these little pond or bladder snails, and they're literally in every single tank. But yeah, so first thing is temperature, which I can do right with salinity, with the Hannah salinity checker. Science Gal isn't streaming today. Oh. Well, maybe I can do some other things. I think it's a bit laggy in the basement. if it's not gonna work as well, then I won't be able to do what I was planning on doing. But I was thinking if I have extra time, I could set up my Daphne and Scud culture and then my black room culture because I have the gravel for them already. Bingo, but people going to watch who they want to watch anyway. Who needs a television when you have 24 hours a day? Fish tubers, I miss my saltwater aquariums and here to support you. Aw, thank you, Patrick Harney. Man, people are so nice today. It's not even my birthday. So the temperature is 79.5, which I can read on the digital thermometer, so I didn't really need to use this. But
wish I could zoom in on this. Sorry.
Are you showing the cichlid babies?
Yeah, they were all swimming up front, and then when I came over here, they swam all to the back.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe they'll come up.
But temperature is 79.6 Fahrenheit. And then salinity, that is 1.029. So it's a little bit high, but you can... My mother's giving me a weird look. You can... Wow. You can adjust that with just adding a little bit of RO water. Okay, I'm lagging really bad. Hopefully I'm not lagging anymore. Maybe I can see it from the YouTube side, I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay, I'm not lagging anymore. I lagged up for a minute. But, yeah, you could put in like a gallon-ish of RO water, and that will go down. So, not too much of a concern. Kind of the edge of where you want to be for salinity is 1.027 to 1.028. And that is, I'm not sure if that's specific gravity or other. Hold on. I'm not sure. So there's a difference between salinity and specific gravity, but technically specific gravity is just a measure of salinity. So it's not incredibly high. And obviously the fish are still okay, so nobody freak out. Brian, how your white worms going? While I sat back and watched now. My white worms are doing really good. I've been feeding them. So I started off feeding them just a little bit to see the amount of worms in there. If there was a little bit of food in there and it molded, then I would know how much to feed. But a good pinch of expired fish flakes, they ate up in a day. So I've been having to feed them a bunch. So, yeah. Maybe eventually I'll show my white worm culture. Since it's so laggy in the basement, I know it's pretty laggy in our basement, I could always bring it up. I've been storing the white worms on the concrete of the fish room and then like under a stand of a fish tank, so it stays nice and cool. But I know there's going to be a rack where I'm storing the white worms, so I'll have to shove it under the water bridges, the 8 tanks connected with the water bridges. I'll have to put it under that stand so it stays nice and cool. I still need to set my RO unit. Yeah. I don't think I've ever showed ours. Maybe eventually. I'm a geek boy family. I'm getting really sick of city living right now. I'm at the crossroads now. I don't know what I'm going to do. And SSDI can kick rocks. I miss my job and pay. LC Aquatics, welcome. Brie, are you going to be in 8th grade next year? Yes, I am. In this September. Alright, so I got temperature and salinity done. Next, I'm going to do the whole combo of the liquid test kits here, which is pH, ammonia, nitrite, phosphate, alkalinity, calcium. And I think there's one more. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm going to do right there. Whatever I just listed. I'm still trying to convince my wife that selling everything and buying a catamaran. I said it good enough, right? Is a great idea. Our little town has grown and is getting pretty crowded. Wow. Nice idea. One more year till high school. That's something I don't ever look at. I don't ever think about.
Catamaran. It's a boat.
Catamaran. Whatever.
Catamaran.
So I'm pulling out my little test bottles. These are API test kits. I want to get back into saltwater fish by having the Caribbean by my aquarium. Oh, that's a great idea. That sounds so cool. Okay, I have my test bottles, and then now what I'll normally do is just kind of separate them by what they are, so I know how many test bottles I'm going to need.
Ours had some the other day, Elsie. That's what's in the tank that's in front of my camera.
I got great news. My female
Babies.
African cichlid has been holding eggs for about a week and a half now. Only a few more days till the baby fry hatch. I'm going to have baby cichlids. Our cichlid had roughly 21 babies the other day, like my father said. And then I do have a video of us pulling the babies out of the mouth, prying the female's mouth open and releasing the babies. That was very fun. It's a very short video. I think it's like 10 seconds. Bree, what is your process for measuring salinity? Hold on.
Oh, we have pretty much everything. The hydrometer, the refractometer, and the, what do you call it?
Yeah.
Tester.
I have
What kind of cichlids were they, Elsie? If I didn't see it.
I have a hydrometer, which is just I dip in the tank and let it sit for a second. And then this refractometer. It just says ATC on it. I'm not sure if that's the brand or not. But all I do with this one is I don't have a pipette with me. Hold on.
Hi, Big Tank Hank. Oh, Petroman.
I just put a little water in there and then close it. And it's dark in this room right now. I should turn on a light, but I'll just look in and just line up the line. Because there's 1.020 and 1.0 30, and this one is a little bit above the middle line, which indicates that it's 1.028-ish. That's the second way that I use. And then we have this Hannah salinity checker. I know I'm missing a few people in chat. I'll have to say hello and catch up on everything. But I'll click the power button on this Hannah salinity checker. And then all I do is just dip it in and let it sit for a second. And as you can see, well, you probably can't see the numbers, but I just let it sit for a second, and it says 1.029, and then temperature is 79.8 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's pretty simple. And that's what we use for measuring, for doing salt water. We just stick it in, and if it needs more RO water or more salt, then we'll just add it. Skechers is going to come pop in and say hello pretty quick. I'm not touching her.
So did you just say the tank was high? I didn't hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
There's Skechers. Okay, let me say hello to everybody and catch up on chat. There are peacocks. Oh, that's really cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to click on that. The cat's making a special appearance. I assumed she'd do that. She loves attention.
We actually got that Hannah checker from, well, it wasn't bought for what we need. It was bought, but it didn't suit the needs that we needed at work. So I bought it from them and then just replaced it with the refractometer. And I like that Hannah checker. That's very simple, very easy. It comes with I don't know, 6 or 8 test packets, and you can recalibrate it. And the test packets were cheap to replace them. I think we got them from Bulk Reef Supply, but that's really super simple.
Petroman, welcome. Big Tank Hank, welcome. Elsie said they're also in Bunas. Yeah, I've seen in Bunas. They're pretty cool. Frontoses are awesome, though. They have, like, the big heads, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, how do we get on Frontoses? What did I miss? That's why I don't like the phone.
AIM Spiritfish, welcome. Do you prefer the spectrometer or to the hydrometer? Yes. The hydrometer, like, I know it's not going to be wrong. Like, this calibration, it could be wrong because you calibrated yourself. But the hydrometer, it's just science. It's very, bare bone.
Yes, but some people say that salt collects on a needle through measure. Even if you rinse it, you get a particle of salts on it over time. It could be off.
Yeah. But it's a cheaper option to getting the Hannah checker. So is a refractometer.
Yeah. Yeah. What, $10 for the one, $20 for the other one, and the other one was 65, 70, something like that. 60.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. Come on, Smokey. You gotta go. I put her on the ground several times. She doesn't listen. James, how's the new saltwater tank coming along? Muppet, welcome. I wish I could do an all Frontosa tank, like a 300-gallon tank. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll probably never have a frontosa. They're cool and all, but and an
How about that?
arowana, like an arowana and an Oscar. Those are things I keep talking about. I have no intentions of getting one though. I have it set up. Add a little ammonia, doing water changes to get just right ammonia. Awesome. I always use the floating hydrometer. I've seen those. I think they're kind of cool.
Yes. We were going to actually get one of those, but the refractometer worked, and it was, we make salt brine at work for the roads. And the Hannah salinity checker didn't work for us. We were going to get the floating one and put it in a clear plastic pipe, but we opted not to. Just to check the calibrations on the machine. So we don't use it that much.
So I have my test tubes. And then I just dip them in the tank and fill them to the line. And this part's probably the simplest. If you test freshwater tanks, it's the same for filling to the lines. I keep going to the store and getting 12 gallons of our water at a time. Ordered RO buddy. That's cool. I've seen those. I think I saw one on Chewy.com. Not sure what they do. I think it's like an RO filter. Not like a filter for your system. I think it just
Filters the water. Yeah, I don't know. Ours is 45 minutes away, so for us to drive down there and get our own water, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're getting. If we took my truck, we can get more, but it was a lot of buckets, a lot of lugging, all that stuff. So it was easier in the long run to get the RO system for us. But we were doing a lot of water changes in the beginning.
With one of us? Yes? Could it be both of us? Okay. Saturday?
Is it me?
Yeah, that works. I'll tell you after the stream.
Are we going to Pennsylvania?
No, we're not going to Pennsylvania. Elsie said if I'm getting an Air 1 on my budget will be at least $6,000 because it would be very long and wide and maybe like a giant terrarium pond or something where there's branches and stuff above. That's always a cool idea. I think if I could get one of those two, it would be an Oscar. I think they're just so cute. I'm never going to stop talking about Oscars. But if we ever got another 75-gallon tank, there's no reason not to put an Oscar in it. So I'm just looking through the book trying to find the carbonate hardness test. If I could put insects in there for the Air 1.
You used to know this.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's when they turn yellow, but I'm confirming.
You used to know it.
Oh, hush. $2.30? Okay. Okay, it doesn't say it in the book. But one drop until it turns yellow.
She used to be able to rattle it off quick. Well, now she's looking at a book. But in her defense, we were doing water changes on several of the tanks, and so she was constantly doing it, and she would keep the records. So she knew it right off the top of her head. But it's been a while since Christ, it's probably been a month and a half since we even tested that tank, maybe longer.
Yeah, I think so. Especially baby Oscars. Oh yeah, they are cute.
Yes.
Did you say no?
No, Steven said too young to be forgetting stuff.
Oh. So Dave and Sandy, you getting huge tank for Bree, pretty please? We didn't have
I asked her if she wanted to go to Pennsylvania. She said no.
Yeah, we could go to Pennsylvania. There's nothing wrong with that.
I got to fix my truck first. Can't do anything.
And then we can go to Pennsylvania.
I'm sure they'll be gone by
How many
then.
people in the fish fam are in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Tons.
For some reason, King of Queens Cichlids is getting rid of a lot of his tanks. He's keeping a couple of them and selling most of them. I don't know what the backstory was, but I guess that was on Facebook. He's got a bunch of wood tank in PA. I forget what town he's in. Oh, yeah, there you go. Sandy just put it up there. A bunch of his big tanks, 125s and 90s and 75s and stuff he's getting rid of. So I don't know. Something may happen. Hopefully not. Hopefully all is good. He just wants to move into the next portion of his life.
So now that it's turned yellow after 7 drops, that means it's 7 degrees carbonate hardness, which is 125 parts per million for alkalinity.
Yeah, me too, Bob. Like I said, hopefully it's a choice they wanted to make to do something else, or hopefully nothing's wrong. And that's not what forced them to do it.
So that means the alkalinity is a little low because it should be like 140, 215-ish parts per million, which isn't too bad. That just means we have to dose alkalinity in the fish tank.
And which one you doing, by the way?
The 75 gallon.
Oh, because I feel like the little one's way off, really low. Looking at that coral. But I knew that had to be done.
Next, I'm doing high range pH. Flower horns have a cute personality too. My friend had a flower horn named Chip, and he's had it for 5 years. It's like the dog of the family. Yeah, flower horns are cute. But so are black ghost knives. I'm just lining it up and putting it towards the tank so I can see better. And the pH is around 8-ish, which is good. A good level to have your pH at is around 8.3-ish. So my wife really wants a black ghost neck. Oh, really, Steven? Awesome. So sometime this week, there's supposed to be, I think this week, there's a large power strip coming, and I'm redoing my rack in my bedroom. So that'll probably be on my Sunday stream more than likely. So it'll be more than likely on my Sunday stream where I'll be doing that, because I have up to 2 hours on my Sunday stream, even though I know Aquarium Co-op's going live. But I'd be doing stuff like rerunning my airline, probably fixing a few tanks, because I do want to rescape a 10-gallon tank, and a few other things that I'll be doing. 8.3, that's not even the average pH for my tank. What's the average pH for your tank, Elsie? So now I'm testing for nitrate. 5 drops. So after I get all my airline rerun on my rack, I'll more likely have an empty spot on my rack to put maybe a 20 log, and I'm looking into getting some plecos from Stephen P. And we have some plecos downstairs, but I'm looking into getting some cool plecos that I've never kept before, similar to ones that we have. And I already have a lot of the stuff for them. Elsie said 7.4 to 7.9. Cool. Sandy, for friend, we're on Facebook posted. Did you say Facebook? Okay. I thought she said fish tuber for some reason. Bree, what fish you have in what size tank? Sandy, can you write them in chat? For saltwater, Ames? I can type them in chat if you want me to. For saltwater, how many subs do you have currently? 413, I think. Do I have 413 subscribers?
Yes.
Yes, I do. 413. That's how many I have, Elsie. Sorry. I know, I don't have a million. So, what fish in what size tank? What fish? So this is a 75-gallon tank. There's 2 clownfish, a damsel, 2 pajama cardinals, a Bengai cardinal, and a dotty back. And then if you're talking invertebrates, there's an octopus.
It's not an octopus.
Oh my god. I want to call. Okay, it's a starfish, and
It's because I call them
I couldn't remember. I can't remember what kind of starfish it is. Whatever. And then there's a coral banded shrimp in here, and then a bunch of little snails and snails.
True.
412. Okay, not 412. Okay. And then in the 26 gallon bow front, there's a yellow damsel,
Yeah.
a black chromis, a pair of clownfish, a royal grama, and then a neon goby. And then there's like little invertebrates like emerald crabs, hermit crabs, and snails. And then corals as well. We often hear how much harder saltwater is than fresh, which isn't necessarily true. One of the easiest things is pH. Like we said, 8.3, and you're good. Yeah, and like I showed in my last stream, I have pH buffer. So if the pH ever got too low. Don't you need 1,000 to do live streams? Because when I tried it, it said that I need 1,000 subs to live stream.
No, you don't need
No?
not to live stream, but that's to get monetized.
You need to verify your phone number.
You need to verify your phone number to do live streams through
YouTube.
YouTube. Right?
Yeah. I use StreamYard for my live streams.
Yeah.
Need the 26 gallon fish in tank list only. Okay. Here you go. 8. 26 gallon.
Is it that?
Ames.
What did you want?
The list of fish that you have in your 26 gallon. And I'm typing it right now.
The Royal Grandma's really cool. The purple dotty box really cool. Obviously, they all are, but I kind of like the banded coral shrimp. He's kind of neat. And the starfish is pretty cool. Crystal nose. 19 crystal nose.
Starfish? No.
Crystal. Something crystal, right?
Surface sea star. That's what it is. Serpent. No, it's not a brittle sea star.
That's what it was.
When I had my saltwater tank. Where do I verify my number? I think it's when you're posting videos is where you do it. I'm not sure. When I had my saltwater tank, it was about the same maintenance as my freshwater tank. I used to keep my pH 8.2 for saltwater. I use ROGI water and mix the salt, let it sit for a day, and I water change. What services can you use? StreamYard. There's Streamlabs as well. That's all I've heard of. You can also do from just YouTube, but you can't have guests up if you're streaming through YouTube. Brienne, look up Christmas trees rock, very colorful. They are beautiful and help clean your water too. I used to keep them in my saltwater aquarium. Those are cool. So yeah, I put the list in chat of what we have in the 26 gallon. So when I stream off of these services, can I choose where I want to stream? I've never used Streamlabs, but I know with StreamYard you can. You can choose if you want to stream YouTube, Twitch. There's so many options. And you can stream off of multiple accounts, so you can choose if you want to stream to certain accounts as well. So, I've never used StreamYard. But I know my sister has streamed to Twitch with StreamYard.
Now, don't you have to use your laptop too? You can't stream off your phone, or what was that about? I can't remember.
You can stream off of your phone with StreamYard. I think it's off of YouTube. You can't stream on your phone. Into your 1000.
I thought you had to have it there. Okay, that's what it was. Yep.
It's a really nice stock, not really overstocked, just seems right. Yeah. It's not overstocked at all. Because if you see the setup, there's tons of little hiding caves. Can you make a background like your logo you have in your background? Yes. If you go to StreamYard, on the side, all the way to the right, there's different selections like comments, banners, brand, private chat, and then settings. If you go to brand, you can change the color of the little things down there or the names that you have in there. And then there's an option called logo, which is what you see all the way up in that corner. What? And then there's overlay, which I'm not sure what that does. Video clips, which is like an intro, and then there's background. If you're on the free plan, you get 20 stream hours a month, which it used to not work for me because I was streaming so long, but now since I'm streaming like 3 hours a week, that's only 12 hours a month. So you get a good amount of time. You can use StreamYard on your phone, but you hear both YouTube and StreamYard. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew there was something about it.
Stock depends on filtration.
All those tanks are over filtered.
Yeah.
There's that
Seachem title
29 gallon.
55.
Yeah, every one of them's over filtered. 75 has two 75 gallon filters on it, and the 29 has that Seachem 55. Was it?
55.
Yeah, and that's for a whatever size tank, but I know it was bigger.
Yeah, so they're both double filtered.
Yeah, I'm okay with filtering it.
Yep. So I just tested for phosphate and letting them sit. Now I'm testing for nitrate. Sorry, I gotta run things free. Thanks for stopping by, Bob. What filters in 26? Seachem title 55 gallon.
See you later, Bob.
Overfiltration is always great, but it's a burden to clean though. Yeah. With the AquaClear, there's an AquaClear 110, so it's a little bit more filtration for 75. But with the AquaClears, they have a little caddy basket that you can pull out and just clean all at once. Same with the Seachem title filters. The canister filter, like the Marine 75, I think. That one you have to pull each individual train out, but that doesn't get cleaned all that often. That's one of the things I like about salt water, as opposed to fresh. All the beneficial bacteria surfaces with rock a lot more stuff. Yeah. I'll be lurking. Want to see 26-gallon tank. I'll be moving over there in just a minute because I'm almost done testing this tank. I'll let you know when I'm showing it.
I'm probably gonna have to come up and charge my phone, so I might switch to my laptop.
Okay. The more filtration you have, does that mean you can go longer without doing water changes? Depending on your stock. If it's like to the absolute maximum of stock, you'll want to do your regular water changes. These fish tanks get cleaned about once a month. But if you have a more stocked fish tank, you'll want to do water changes about twice a month. And if it's overstocked, then you'll want to do water changes about once a week. You're still unmuted. There you go. Yep. But if you're understocked, you can definitely go longer. Eric, why rock? Welcome. Are you going to show this 26-gallon?
Put it up there.
No,
I'll put it up on my laptop.
that's fine if you don't want to. So now I tested ammonia, and I'm just recording it. And it's been a while since I've tested the tanks. You don't have to test as much as I used to. I didn't have school, so during the summer, I tested about every day, and I took probably 4 hours of the day to test all the fish tanks. And that would exclude some of mine too. I wouldn't even test all of mine. So I take 4 hours out of the day just to test all the fish tanks every single day. So don't do that. Once a week is a good number when you're first starting off with fish tanks. But if you have ammonia problems, you'll definitely want to test a lot. Yeah, of course, if it's overstocked. If not, then you can go longer. Yeah. You just don't want to have too much flow for your corals. How are the guppies? They're doing good. They're breeding. We have lots of guppy babies. Tons. Once the 10-gallon rack is done, it'll be so nice. Because my metalheads have babies, my Moscows have babies, blue dragons, there's babies, Santa Claus, there's babies. And same with the muck guppies. The only two that have not bred yet are the icicles and the platinum tiger mosaics. So, if you haven't already joined the reef, I put 2 Aqua Clear 110s on my 90-gallon discus tank last week. Doing an experiment, they pumped 500 gallons per hour per filter. I used a sponge and 2 liters of pond matrix per filter. Cool. Very cool. So, nitrite is 0, nitrate is 0, and phosphate is 0. And you don't want to have phosphate. And you want to be careful of the nitrate, because if you have phosphate and nitrate together, that's what forms hair algae. And then the hair algae takes that out of the water, which sounds nice, but you don't want hair algae. So that tank is almost done. I'm going to do magnesium next, which takes ages. The flow is awesome on the Aqua Clear 110, so I keep the tank really full. Awesome to hear, Petroman. Elsie said, Bree, do you watch FTR on FFT? I have no clue what that is. Maybe I do. I just don't know the abbreviation to it. But I don't know. So I don't know. With this Red Sea magnesium test, now this book doesn't log magnesium test, so I just write it off to the side. First, you take 2 milliliters of water. Oh, Fish for Thought on Fish Tank Review. Yes, I've seen their videos. I don't watch all of them because they are kind of long, but I always go back and watch them. I've seen the one. Did I pin the link? Oops. What? Okay. It says it's pinned now. Maybe. Hopefully. Okay, I'll try and pin him again. Okay, it says it's pinned now. It's pinned now. It's pinned on my screen. It's good enough. Yeah, his humor's pretty good. The last video I watched of his, I haven't caught up on the rest of his fish tank review, but I saw his the one where the person put a clownfish in a bowl that was half full, and then it died. So that was the last one I've seen so far. Does that mean we can join the stream? The link? Yes. That's the stream yard link. Or are you coming back up?
Hello,
Hi.
I'm filthy, sweating, but I'm just going to show you this for a minute and then I'll let you go. I don't have the lights on.
What kind of tank is that?
A 26 bow front.
That's a cool tank.
It's got a Tidal 55 in there, just like you. Lots of
That's really nice.
the substrate is a little sand and then big pieces of coral from the local fish shop. And then more. I put the rocks down and then more sand. Lots more sand. Live sand.
Awesome.
Live sand.
Do you have an idea of what kind of fish you're going to put in there yet?
No. Dam roll, probably. I have a list that I'm going to look through. I know I'm going to get a shrimp because they're just so cool.
Yeah,
And
they
I-
really were.
And then I know I'm going to get some snails. And this thing, let me just look at the list here. It's a sea star called a chocolate chip sea star.
Ooh, those get pretty big.
It's for sand sifting.
Oh, those are awesome.
Sand sifting will look around.
It says
Yeah.
cardinal fish, dollyback, firefish, blue chromis damsel, royal grommy, goby pistol, shrimp and snails. Maybe, oh, never mind. And then your list. So I'm going to just sort of choose between the two and do research and see what is easy and good. They say clownfish aren't easy, but
Yeah, the chocolate, the sand sifting sea star, just be careful because that can shift your rocks a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just
All right.
make sure you be careful of that. Do you have the rocks on the glass and then the sand?
I wouldn't do that. I just have a fear. So what I did was I put this much sand on the bottom and then put the rocks on that, and the coral is chunks of coral because they didn't have crushed coral where I went, but I took what was more like their crap, that coral, like little pieces of coral that they had laying around in a bag.
Cool.
And then, yeah, I think that was a great idea. That's what I had in mind, is getting pieces of coral because I saw that on somebody's stream. And then this much sand. Ugh, I still have sand left over. And I'm getting a reef kit like you suggested, but I'm not going to get any of the other products right now because I'm going to wait a couple months before I do anything. I don't know, I started with ammonia, so I don't want to put any coral or any fish in there until that goes away.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like you have a nice
Patrick says, be care with chocolate starship. I would pass that one up. Okay, I'll pass that one up. I will.
The chocolate chip starfish. If you
Yeah.
end up doing corals, they could run over your corals because they'll run over the rocks, and they could destroy your corals later on.
Okay, I'm gonna cross that off the list.
What do they bring?
sand sifting star.
No.
This another one is
Yeah, there's a brittle sea star, and then there's I'll think of the name eventually. They're similar to those. They basically just hang out in the rocks and
Brittle?
scavenge all the garbage that falls up to sand.
Okay,
But they
that would
don't
be good.
they don't climb on the rocks as much.
Serpent and brittle sea stars.
Yeah.
Those
Yep.
two are good sea stars. That's the one
Serpent,
we have.
serpent, like the serpent in the water.
Sea serpent, yes.
Yeah.
And then the next list says nyrite snails, feathered dust tube worm.
Yep, we had one. They're actually pretty cool and pretty looking.
Yeah.
Lime green, purple, white. Oh. And then we were talking about sea cucumbers, but that's not going to happen.
They will. Nope, sorry. That was a sea slug I'm thinking of. I'm in the wrong thing. Sea slugs they'll wreck your corals, and they actually may move some of your scape around because they get
Yeah.
fairly big.
Yeah, so do chocolate.
They're weird.
Yeah.
Some people say you can put them in a 10-gallon tank, and then others say they get 1.5 feet long.
Yeah.
So
You just
Yeah.
gotta be careful of what you get now for fish, and just ask the questions. If you're planning on doing corals, there are some fish that will nip at the corals. There are some fish that will nip at certain corals. There are some that just leave them alone. So you just kind of got to ask the question when you're buying, what you're planning on doing. If you want to do corals, you might not want to do them, but
yeah.
Yeah, I think I do. And, at this local fish shop, I went and I actually did a video of it. I have this woman who I text on Facebook, and she works there. And so we're kind of working together, and that just seems like it's just really good. And then I have Bob, lovely Bob Kaler, and you guys, and I have so many resources for an education, and I really appreciate that.
And then
And
with the
Ian.
corals, different species of corals, if they touch, then they can sting each other. And then I don't remember what kind of anemone it was, but one anemone can eat other fish if they get close to it, and they can sting starfish.
if you just
that's
generally stay with the basics, pulsing zinnias, mushrooms, zoanthids.
You're gonna put this in the chat, right?
If you stay with the softer corals and stuff like that, and I think I said zoanthids and stuff, and
Yeah, I've got Zolanthus here.
yeah, they're basically a calm.
And then a leather soft coral.
Yeah, they're actually nice when they get going. It takes them a while to start, and they'll take a lot of calcium out of the water, so you just want to check that. They need it to grow, but they're actually a good coral. Same with the other ones.
Yeah, can you please put that list in the chat so that I can write it down?
Yeah.
Thank
we
you
can
so
write
much.
that in the chat in a minute.
See, I have this list. It says in breeze 26-gallon tank. I have all these pages of fish notes in my shark. I have a notebook for fish and a notebook for everything else.
Awesome.
It does help. How many tanks are you up to, Bree?
In total, probably close to like 80-ish. It's 75 through 100-ish.
I think we got 75 running, or 75.
We'll have to count it.
We'll have 75.
We will
I
have.
I just got a new betta. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 tanks. One of them has one orange Mexican crayfish that was sent to me by mistake that I need to get rid of. So 80 tanks. Stefan, are you going to go get that tank from PA? I don't even remember where you live, but are you going to go get that tank?
I think Steven.
Oh, Steven? He's in Texas.
Stephen P?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't he in Texas?
I don't remember.
They call him a Louisiana. I think he's originally from Louisiana. But
Oh yeah, he's in Louisiana. Okay, never mind.
oh, he is in Louisiana? All right, I thought he was. Sorry, I see something wrong. I wanna know
Oh, I
what
think it might be Patrick that's in Texas.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. I'm gonna drop down now.
Okay, thank you for coming out.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bree, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for all your help.
You're welcome. Lunatic Fringe, welcome. I'll have to catch up on chat. But I have to rinse some test tubes so I can test the 26-gallon. But I tested everything for the 75-gallon tank. And then I'll dose the 75-gallon tank.
All right, sorry for getting that wrong, Steven.
If you want to set your laptop up over there, you can. If you're going to join in, I need some. You can pull a chair over there and sit in front of your tank.
Can't get the damn light to go.
Hey. Well, that's not terrible. I'm not monetized, so it's fine. Born and raised in Louisiana, never lived anywhere else, actually. Yeah, that's Patrick Hardy I'm thinking of, because we were talking about whiteworms, and I'm like, because he said that he's in Texas, and that it's hot there. Are you going to sit on camera?
I'm going to put the tank on there.
Okay.
Why? I won't have a cigarette in my mouth.
Love the testing. I test my discus tank for nitrates every couple of days. I like to keep them below 10 parts per million. I did do a fish store tour in Texas a few weeks ago though. Oh, interesting. So, yeah, I'll be doing the 26 after I dose the 75 gallon. Because I'm going to show you what we dose them with when the parameters are off. And they're not major. Like, it's not that off. It's just more off. More off than I like them to be. And that they should be. So there's the 65 gallon tank. You may want to tilt the screen down a little bit.
I was going to ask if it was too high.
That looks perfect. There you go. Ames. There's the 26 gallon. It looks nice. Yep. Looks good.
No, I don't think you're anymore. Or you don't have here, though.
I don't think there's an echo.
Oh, that's cool. She's not.
Steven, I would love to see how you modified the Aquaclear 110. Sounds cool. So I'm going to bring the laptop to the kitchen for a minute because I got to run some test tubes, so I can test the 26 gallon. I have to rinse this because there's only one. So I'm just going to rinse the other ones. So I'm going to bring the laptop in the kitchen for a minute. Whether the long light coral, on camera they look white, but that's Xenia. It's like a pinkish coral, and it's like a weed. It's like duckweed, saltwater version. It's a very fast growing coral. But it's been there for a while, but it grows so quickly that it's actually growing like into the filter slightly. So yeah, I'm gonna rinse these test tubes real quick. Hopefully it's not too loud. I have to catch up on chat, so I'll have to scroll up and read what people have been saying because I haven't been able to catch chat. So there's no echo, I'm assuming. So I have my rinsed container that I needed. Okay. So next page. And I'm gonna grab 6 test tubes. I go over and fill these. I'll be right back.
I think my chat is behind.
On YouTube or?
That's okay.
If anybody wants to come up, the link is pinned if you can hear me. For the first three, I have 3 more. So I got my test tubes filled. That's cool that you're a discus marine babies, Benjamin. Alright, so it's kind of the same thing again, but doing alkalinity first. It's 1 drop and you shake it, and then another drop until it turns yellow. And I'm gonna try and catch up on chat. He'll be going to a friend of mine. He'll run them on 40 breeders, switching all my filters over to Aqua Clear 110s. Very cool. It was great. Did you know I got a new beta I love? Oh, that's awesome, Ames. We got a new beta. Stephen, I would love to see how you modify the Aqua Clear 110. I think I read that. Xenia, it's Xinia, I think. I think they put the... Okay, my mother sent you the list of corals in Messenger. Mr. Manifesto, welcome. I'm keeping 12 of the babies. I sold the rest already. Not to pet stores, but to people that raise discus. Very cool. Mr. Manifesto, hope you're doing good. I'm just testing saltwater tanks. I tested alkalinity. Well, I tested all this on 75. I didn't dose it. I forgot to dose it. But I'll do that last. But yeah, like I was saying quite a while ago, that I'll be redoing my rack in my bedroom. And it'll probably be on my next Sunday stream, so like a week away-ish. And I'm looking into getting some new plecos, like longfin, chocolate longfin ones, I think they'll be pretty cool. I'm going to try and breed plecos just for the fun of it. But I got this new, I have no clue. I forgot what it was. I'm pretty sure it was an L 165. So, a Colombian spotted pleco. And it's like that big right now. So cute. It's going to get pretty big though. So the pH in this one's about an 8.1. Normally I do temperature and salinity first, but I forgot to do it. Oh, Bree, look into Aqua Malik YouTube. He's king of plecos. Very cool. I definitely have male longfin albino still waiting on my other albino longfins to grow before I can confirm they aren't going to grow bristles. Cool. Very nice. If anybody would like to come up, you can. If anybody has any questions, I'd love to answer them. So I'm testing for nitrite. And it's the same as doing it for freshwater. The only really different way of testing is when you get into like phosphate, calcium, alkalinity, like those things. But it's pretty straightforward. It's nothing real different, but I thought I'd do testing on a stream. Kind of show what I test for and the brands that I use. Just kind of share. Kind of share what I'm doing.
Now it was just not good.
Alrighty. I'm testing for phosphate right now. And the ones I'm doing right now, they're all API test kits. I don't test for phosphate very often, only because there's normally none of it. Which I think kind of. You can show your tiny little cichlid baby in your 75. His face is up. So, the last one I have to test for these liquid test kits are API nitrate. Would you like to sit over here?
Yeah.
Right. Hi, Susan for SLC Aquatics. Thank you for coming in. You going outside? Oh, I thought you were going outside. Yeah, my mother has a male longfin lookout. She loves him. I think he's kind of creepy. But
Can you hear me?
we'll look for a female for him. So he can have children.
Can you see the pea puffers?
The glare on your screen, the brightness of your screen's a little bit high.
Oh.
But you can see the fish swimming around slightly. Looks nice. All right, nitrite was 0. Phosphate is 0. Still waiting for nitrate. I'm letting it sit. I'm going to go test salinity and temperature real quick. Patrick, welcome back.
Oops.
I'm not sure if you're always here. I know I saw you in chat earlier, but I feel like you haven't talked in a little bit.
I don't know how to do that. Huh. I learned stuff.
So salinity is the same, 1.029. But you could fix that with a little bit of RO water.
Oops.
And then
Can you see the little guys? Or no?
is 76. 76.8. Oh yeah, you can see them a little bit better.
I learned something.
I don't think there's a light on that right now.
It's green.
Oh. You can kind of see the pea puffers now. Oh, you can see them now. Oh, look at the little pea puffers. Andre Ellis, welcome. Hope you're doing good.
Okay. I can't hold that up anymore.
Nitrate is about 5 parts per million.
You see the little guy?
Not bad at all.
Can you see him?
Oh yeah, I don't know if they can see him, but I can see him. I can enlarge your screen. There you go. If you see that tiny little one, that's the baby.
I cleaned the tank the other day, and all of a sudden he shot across the tank, and I didn't know what it was or where. And then he came over, and I said, "Uh-oh." And then we found the mama, and she was holding babies. So we took her and separated them. I don't know where this one came from because it's definitely bigger and older than the other ones.
Mr. Manifesto, those are OB peacocks and African cichlids. There's a pair of OB peacocks, and the rest are African cichlids.
The babies are cobalt blue zebras. What they're called?
Andrea said, Bree, your worms are doing well. They are popping out the lid and finally harvestable. Which ones are those? Well, that sounds awesome. The microworms or the grindle worms? Let me go back to, there we go. So I tested both of these tanks. I still have to do magnesium in the other tank, but I can put this stuff away.
Really need a camera for these things. I want to talk to Danny Weshy. He's had those OB peacocks. I'd love to do a tank of those, but now I don't think we're going to have the space for it.
I know Furlough has cichlids. I'm not sure if he has OB peacocks.
Yeah, I don't know if he has any left. I know he brought some to the store. I didn't know if he kept any. Plus, he wasn't shipping there for a while, or he didn't want to ship anything for a while.
Stephen P. said, Dave, what do your pea peppers eat? Well, they're not my father's pea peppers. They're my mother's, and she loves them. But you can kind of research them. I know Aquarium Co-op has some articles, but pretty much like bloodworms, live baby brine, snails, bladder snails, and whatever else my mother feeds them.
They love worms. They love the
live foods, frozen foods. They don't really take dry foods.
Yeah. Snails. If you have snails growing you don't really want, throw them in there. They'll eat them. They love them.
Yeah. They do take Vibra Bites. Some have taken Vibra Bites, which is really the only dry food that they take. But they really like live and frozen foods. Yeah, we will never have a shortage of pond snails or bladder snails thanks to the new fish room, because we'll put like driftwood or plants in there and there'll be pest snails invading the tank. Next thing you know. I don't know if it's going to be laggy in the basement because I want to go down to the basement.
That's my favorite fish right there. Like a whole tank of those.
Is it the OB peacock?
Yeah. Yep.
That would be pretty expensive to do a whole tank of those.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
If you find a breeder. I do frozen already, but I suppose I'll start some worms too. Cool. Worms are always a great live food.
Huh.
Brindle worms, micro worms, white.
Is that just me? They got disconnected.
I'm doing an Indian biochoke. Very cool. Very cool, Steven.
The last time we were at Benson's, there was a pair that I'm pretty sure were breeding in their tank. and I wanted to get them, but we didn't have a tank ready for them.
Yeah. Yeah, live foods are kind of like a reusable source of food. You don't have to go get more. You just have to feed them. With certain ones, you don't have to feed them. But I definitely think it's a great option to frozen foods because you do have to renew their substrate and feed them with certain ones, but you'll definitely save if you do live foods instead of frozen.
I can't see the screen. Is that good?
Yeah, looks great.
Of course, all the fish swam to the other side.
Yeah, they always run away when you go near the tank, except for the person that feeds them. Steven, what size biotope are you doing? That'd be cool to see. Not sure how much longer we're gonna go, because normally we would end right before Science Scout, so it'll probably be a few more minutes.
She's not on tonight, I think.
I know she's not on, but
The skipper's on at 6.
yeah.
And
then Rob 93. No, Susie Q.
yeah, Susie Q's on.
I always think Rob 93 goes, but no, it's Susie Q. Just a little 7-gallon lifeguard full view tank. Very cool. That'd be cool to see, Steven. I'm gonna bring the laptop down to my room and show the discus. I was gonna, if it wasn't laggy in the basement, I was gonna do like setting up some of my cultures. I was gonna set up a few tanks, but these are the discus. All of them except for the ones here. One of them's hiding. It's a very dirty tank. I have to clean the algae off of it soon. The other one's in the Amazon sword right now. You probably can't see him. But trust me, there's 4 of them in there. And the lights on the rack are off. But there's still this little guy. That little white spot right there. That's Gil. He's adorable. He's a special needs beta that I got from KG Tropicals, and I love him. I have to scrape his algae too, but I got him a new tiger lotus bulb recently, whenever the last time we went to Benson's was. And he loves it, and he's been swimming in it nonstop. He's very happy. I want to get more of those tiger lotus bulbs. I think they're a very cool plant. I haven't put it in the substrate yet, but so it's just kind of sitting there. That's fine. If anybody has any kind of final questions, let me know. We'll probably end it in like 5 minutes. 5 minutes right at 5 o'clock for me, Eastern time. Thanks for the stream. See you later. Thanks for coming, Susan. Bye. If the rest of my lights were on, I would have shown like a little update on the fish. I love the tiger lotus balls, but they can get pretty big. It's slowly taking over half my 55. Wow. That sounds cool. I turned this light on. I don't know if I'll be able to show this new pleco that I got. Because I don't know where it is. But this is my 20 high. And this is why I think these tanks are so large. There's just so much footprint. Of course, I only have fake plants. I have a couple real plants, but mainly fake plants. I'm going to take the fake ones out soon. I haven't gotten around to it yet. And then I'm going to put the back as these crinium onion plants. I'm going to take the 2 large fake plants out and then just fill them in with those onion plants. And the guppy grass that I have in here, and some hornwort probably. And maybe even wisteria. And I'm going to try and do a dwarf sagittaria carpet. So that will be fun. But yeah, that's sad I can't find the pleco. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it of what we're going to do on this stream. I have to go pluck some snails and fish tanks. The pea puffers are going to get spoiled today. They haven't had pond snails in a little bit. So they're going to get a whole bunch of them. Which is why I love feeding them the pond snails. Because if there's ever one that doesn't get eaten, it'll just clean the tank. And if it starts reproducing, I mean, that's great. Because then there's food in the tank that the pea puffers can find. So I'm probably going to take almost all the baby snails that I find later, and give them to the pea puffers. But thanks for coming. And if my father would like to say anything, yeah.
Thanks everybody for being here. Have a good day.